Keep up to date everywhere. News Talk 820 WBAP.
In the WBAP newsroom.
8:18 right now at WBAP. Our legal expert Byron Henry joins us right now, carving out a couple of minutes for us on this new executive order that, again, takes a look at immigration from 6 countries now. This time, as you take a look at the details of this one, Byron, how does this one stack up in court? Can you tell?
Well, greetings, Alan. Brian from sunny Mexico. Contrary to reports, I believe I will be able to get back.
I was going to say, don't get stuck down there, Byron. Yeah.
Yes. Well, there's a few differences in this executive order, but I think we talked about it before. What the Trump administration did was basically carve out those groups of people that had the strongest claim to both statutory and constitutional rights, such as those with green cards, lawful permanent residents, and those that already had visas issued by the State Department. So he's carved all those individuals out. He's also added a waiver provision allowing certain hardships for even people that don't have visas to get visas. And he's basically carved out Iraq because they agreed to assist us and add some new security measures and repatriate some of their own citizens if we decide that they need to go back to Iraq. So with them working with the federal government on this, they decided to cut Iraq out of the mix. So now there's only 6 countries. So, other than that, the only people left are those people that are asylum seekers, refugee seekers, and visa seekers that don't have any right to be in this country and are basically at the discretion of the president and Congress as to whether or not they can come here.
And now we have a 90-day window, too, for this. We're assuming that 90 days is just to allow us to get our vetting in order. Is that what it's in place for?
Initially, that's correct. The administration is going to review the prior vetting processes. They're going to keep some of the things in the President Obama's administration had, probably add some others, get rid of some, and at the end of 90 days, he could either extend the travel ban further because there's no time limit on the president's authority to suspend entry of these aliens, or he could enter a new process and have new regulations in place so that everyone else trying to seek a visa or a refugee status or asylum seekers would have to follow the new vetting procedures put in place by the new administration.
All right, Byron, let's bottom line this real quick. Then the Attorney General in Washington State had a real problem with the previous action. He's the one that really got it flipped. Tell me, is this one going to stand up, or are they going to find issues with it as well?
Well, 2 things. First of all, they're going to have to find some plaintiffs because that actually have standing to sue, because what you had there were you had people that actually had visas to come and teach and go to school in the states of Minnesota and Washington. This ban doesn't apply to anyone that has a visa to come and teach and go to school, so that's one issue. The other issue is there's still going to be a lot of pushback on this so-called Muslim ban, and they're going to argue in court in the next round probably that this is a thinly veiled attempt to attack Muslims on the basis of religious discrimination, so expect that to be the next argument and one that continues to make its way through the courts on the new travel ban.
All right, Byron Henry joining us from Mexico. Thanks for carving out some time. I say we call it a terrorist ban, not a Muslim ban. What do you say to that? You want to do that?
I think that is just simply perfect.
And instead of calling
that's what it is.
Yeah, instead of calling Muslim majority countries, why don't we call them countries that harbor terrorists? Why don't we do it that way? 821 traffic, ClassicChevrolet.com.